Capricorn. Welcome to your 5-card movie star show. For those of you who have been with me since September or earlier, you may recognize the kitchen table from my old apartment. That being said, I am in Illinois visiting family, and this house is full of love and laughter and many, many children. So you might see somebody walk by, hear somebody go up or down the stairs. You might hear Mario Kart in the background or piano playing. Those are not spirits, those are people, I promise. With that being said, let's get on with your reading. Capricorn, it looks to me like you very recently regained control of a situation that has taken a lot of stress off of your shoulders, because this is the protagonist and this is the antagonist here. So you were stressing out about something, you weren't sure about something. This is the type of anxiety that keeps people awake at night. That's all changing. You're letting go of that. Okay? Because you're regaining control of those material things that you like, those earthly things that you like, your health, your wealth, your time management. Even maybe the people who you surround yourself with could also be considered a resource, depending on how they affect your energy. So as you're maintaining, and all four of those things, as you're maintaining control or regaining control after a period of chaos, you're starting to feel a lot better about everything. Okay. Now, you got there because you didn't have the exact recipe. So you were pushed out of your comfort zone very recently. And now that things are falling back into place, you're feeling better about it. So you're staring at, because this is your overall theme card, is the Temperance in the inverse. You're kind of looking back at, well, if I had known these things that I know now earlier, I probably would have made different decisions. So you're recognizing and being grateful for the unknown factor that pushed you into the chaos that caused the anxiety in the first place. You're recognizing that chaos comes into your life to show you the things you don't want. And when things are propelled into chaos, an earth sign such as yourself likes to take the time to put those in order. So you hit a bump in the road that benefit you, and you're starting to see that now. Okay? With that being said, you're kind of letting your guard down on the idea of having to control every little thing. You're recognizing that you've done enough in the past to make sure that your systematic approach is working. So, you know my readings by now. I do not hyper-focus on love. I do not hyper-focus on finance. I hyper-focus on self-care. So whether this was a financial investment that made you nervous but fell into place anyway, or whether this was a personal relationship with a friend, family member, maybe even a romantic partner that kind of went off the deep end, but you took the time to compromise and reel it back in. Either way, letting your guard down gave you the ability to put everything back in order. So yes, propelling yourself or getting that little bit of chaos that came in gave you a chance to tear everything apart, focus on it, and then put it back into a working order that benefit you. And now you're feeling very comfortable in your resources. And I call this my Beyonce independent ladies card, a single ladies card. This is you feeling good and comfortable within your resources, within your environment. And you're going, okay, you know what? Things aren't always going to be perfect. But because I've put in the work in the past, I know that when things fall off track, as long as I get back into my center, as long as I really focus, I'll always be able to put things back into a workable order no matter what. So there's a sense of confidence that comes with this loss of anxiety. And the truth of the matter that hurts a little bit, I have this arbitrary things when the swords are facing me. There's a painful lesson to be learned. So the truth of the matter, and the thing that you didn't want to face before, is sometimes not knowing the outcome can get you a better result. Because if you force things to fit a specific foundation or a specific target, and then you miss that target, you find disappointment. This is kind of you recognizing that sometimes it's better to sit and wait on something than it is to control every little aspect of it. So you're learning right now, Capricorn, to do a little something, let it go, and then see what's happening, and then do a little something more. I recently had a conversation, several conversations at work, that came to a very specific conclusion about seeds. So let me tell you how this goes really quick. So imagine you find this bag of seeds, and there's all different seeds in here, and you don't know what the seeds are, but you want the tomato plant. So you dig into this bag of seeds, and you find what looks like the seeds of a tomato plant, and you put that in the ground, okay? And you give it time, and you give it water, and you accidentally get a squash. Because you planted a squash seed, not a tomato seed, but your specific outcome that you were looking for was a tomato plant. Now imagine, instead of trying to find the tomato plant and the tomato seed, imagine you look at this bag of seeds and you say, well, you know what? I'm going to take this seed, I'm going to give it water, and I'm going to give it sun, and I'm going to see what it becomes. And no matter what it becomes, I'm going to let that nourish my body. So if it's an apple tree, if it's a squash, if it's a pumpkin, no matter what it is, that's the seed you're going to nourish. So if you plant the seed expecting tomatoes and you get a squash, in the past you were very disappointed. But what you've learned now is planting a seed is just planting a seed. You need to give it the time to become what it's going to be. So planning out every little meticulous detail isn't necessarily going to serve you anymore. And you recognize that now. That sometimes you have to let those surprises come in and just be what they're going to be. Capricorn, I hope you found the message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you guys next time.